POC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from a company called Retrolife, and this is the HQKZ-006 Record Turntable with Bluetooth. That means that this bad boy here has the ability to be able to bring you audio either via your typical phono or line connection coming out the back, or wireless to your favorite pair of Bluetooth headphones or speakers. Like any other record player, it does have RCA connections on the back. It is a belt-driven turntable that has the ability to switch between 33 1/3 and 45 RPM, of course, like most turntables. It has an anti-resonance aluminum die-cast platter and a dual-moving magnet phono cartridge with replaceable AT diamond stylus. And that's a big plus. Coming from a company that's not AT or some of those other brands you might be familiar with, this one actually does include an Audio-Technica stylus, which is the AT3600, I believe, which is about $25 to replace it online. And we'll make sure to include a link in the description on where you can find that. But it is an Audio-Technica stylus installed, and it supports 7, 10, and 12-inch records, all for an MSRP of just $219.99. And of course, that doesn't include when there's sales, which I believe there is a sale going on right now at Retrolife's website, and there's an additional 5% off that you can save if you enter the coupon code POC. That's an easy one to remember, right? Come on. So POC will get you 5% off on any purchases on the website, or at least on this record player for sure. I don't know if it's any purchases. It might be any purchase, but this one for sure, this model will get you, or that code will gain you 5% off. So what we're going to do today is we're going to open this up. We're going to take a look at what it looks like, what it comes with, and then we're going to put it together. And then we'll take a break and come back once we've had some time to actually listen to it, and I'll let you know what we think. So, starting with the unboxing, let's get this out of the box. So we have everything outside of the box now. This is what comes in the box. I saved you having to watch us slowly peel everything from the styrofoam, but everything was neatly packaged away. This was packaged separately, as well as the power cable, everything else, as well as your platter, and this is how it comes to you. Everything else is assembled by you, and the process is not difficult at all. But that being said, we already took a few steps on our own here, such as taking the twist cable off of this, as well as what was securing the arm here. So that's the only thing that is different from what you would experience taking it out of the box. Now, like I said, putting this together is easy. It only takes a few steps. If you've had any experience with turntables in the past, then this will definitely come to be pretty easy for you. So the first step before anything else is getting the platter on there. And it does come with a felt liner here. So we're going to take this platter and we're going to install it onto the unit. We have a little ribbon here to kind of pay attention to. This ribbon just protects or is really as not a protect, it's a point of grab for you because the belt is running around the platter here. It was actually taped to the surface right here with a piece of blue tape, but we did remove that already. I forgot to mention that. I did remove that, so it's typically taped down right there. But we did take that off ourselves already because it did leave some residue on the platter, so that's something to keep in mind. The little blue tape that they use to secure the ribbon, it may not peel off all the way without leaving little dots of residue, so make sure that's cleaned off before you continue. But the purpose of the ribbon here is so that you can easily grab that belt and pull it away, because you're going to want to be able to install it right here onto the gear. I'll put that back. And what you want to make sure is just be careful that when you're doing this, that there's no twisting happening in the belt, because, well, that'll be bad. The same thing applies to your car or anything else. When installing a belt onto something that's moving, you don't want there to be any twists in that belt. It needs to be flush all the way around. So once it's on the gear, you can get rid of the ribbon. This can be thrown away. We can put the felt liner on there, the anti-slip mat, right on top here, of course. That's something provided by Retrolife that has a giant version of their cursive logo right there, so that way they can, or more like you can, display it with pride. And then you have the arm to work with. Now you have your counterbalance right here that comes detached. What you're going to want to do, there's a little notch in there that's controlled by the set screw. It's going to slide right on there, and it spins, and as you're spinning it, it slides further onto the rod. What this is doing is it's counterbalancing the arm. So once you unlock it here, and bring it out. You want to bring it to in between here and the record plate and just kind of look for some neutral buoyancy here. And you're going to adjust this countermeasure accordingly to make sure that it's not lifting up like this and it's not just dropping too hard. You want just a nice neutral buoyancy in there. But you just make some slight adjustments until you have that neutral buoyancy and you're ready to go with the counterweight. And lock that back into place. As for the stylus, it does have a piece of tape that generally goes around this. You take that off, and then there's this little protector shield here that you pull outwards to remove. You don't want to pull down, because if you pull down, you're going to remove the stylus. Once you remove that, you can set that to the side, and you're set beyond installing the actual cover. But we're going to skip doing that since, well, it's kind of it's kind of obvious. It just slides and clips onto these clips back here, and then it opens and closes, but we're keeping it removed so that you can more easily see everything that's going on here. But we're going to cover some of the controls here real quick. You have your two familiar knobs here on the top. You have your 45 and 33 adjustment knob here, which changes the RPMs. 33 is going to be 33 and 1/3, but it's cleaner just to say 33 on here. And then you have your stop and start. Now your default is going to be 33. You have an instruction manual here that actually comes with a protractor. This is so you can, this is a cartridge alignment protractor, so you can align the cartridge. And it comes with an adapter to convert the plate from 33 to 45. So you obviously need to install the adapter. The default speed, again, is 33 1/3. So that's what you're going to want to keep it on unless you absolutely have to use this on something that requires 45 RPM. So for now, all of our records here are 33 1/3, so I'm not even going to install that. I'm not going to worry about that. The instructions, we have read through the instructions and they've been fantastic. They're, for the most part, pretty user-friendly. There's only, as you can see, a few steps in setting this up, and it details them pretty well. Now on the back over here, you have all your connectivity. You have that on and off button here that turns the unit on. You have right here a status LED readout here for your Bluetooth. You have an AC to DC adapter connection, which is going to be for your power right here, which we'll go ahead and plug in right now since it's sitting right here. There's a USB-B connection for this USB cable that it does come with. So it's USB-B to USB-A. That allows you to connect this to your computer so you can actually convert any of your records to digital format using your favorite application. Of course, for the application, you're on your own for that. That's not included with this. That's just an extra optional feature in case you want to make use of it. So as for the software, let it be Audacity or anything else, that's on you. But this does allow you to connect this to your computer and use this as an input source so you can adapt or convert, excuse me, any kind of music coming off your record onto a digital format. You have your line and phono switch right here to control that with. And then additionally, you have your RCA connections here, your left-right RCA, and of course your phono ground right here. That's it. It's simple. I mean, it's a turntable for records, but it comes with Bluetooth and it comes with the ability to convert to PC your audio to any format you want. So it's all-inclusive, it's affordable, and it looks nice. So what we're going to do is we are going to listen to some music. We're going to see what we think about it. I think we're going to definitely break out some Pink Floyd because that's kind of like a must-have. And then we'll pull something random, which by the looks of it is Beethoven. Beethoven, right? Okay, Beethoven. So we're going to listen to Beethoven along with our Pink Floyd to give it some balance there, or at least some options between two different genres of music. So Pink Floyd, Beethoven, and we're going to test out both wired and wireless. We're going to grab a pair of each as well as a source that we can feed using the RCA connections on the back. So let's spend some time doing that and I'll be right back. Right, okay, so getting to this. So far, we've played with both Bluetooth and line out. You can hear, you can hear, I've been rocking out to some Beethoven over here. But I don't want to play too much of that over the microphone, obviously, because we do not have the licensing rights to play that in this video. So unfortunately, we have nothing audible that we can share with you. So you're just going to have to trust my ears. But again, we tried Bluetooth. We've done line out, RCA line out to both the tube amp and as well as this portable DAC, which is fantastic. And so far the results have been pretty good. So one thing to keep in mind is Bluetooth does have a little bit of a, it's not really an issue as much as it doesn't have an LCD display on it or anything that can tell you what Bluetooth devices it sees. So it's going to connect to the very first Bluetooth device that it does see. And we immediately tested out with, first we did some Lucid Sound headphones, and we switched over to the Odyssey Mobius, which was just there and nearby. The Mobius is really for gaming, but it still sounds absolutely fantastic. It's just a really good pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones with really decent range, and so we use that to test Bluetooth. It sounds much better than the Lucid Sound that we tried to pair with. But in the beginning, we were having troubles trying to get it to talk to the Bluetooth headset for some reason because it kept wanting to connect to the treadmill, which is in the break room in our offices here, which was kind of strange because that is like 3 doors down from the studio. So it's impressive. It does have a decent Bluetooth range, except that it was breaking in and out, of course. That was, through 3 different walls and still trying to make contact. So we actually had to have somebody run in there and turn off the treadmill. That was the first time we ever ran into that issue. But we turned off the treadmill because the treadmill doesn't. It's an okay treadmill, but it doesn't really have the option of turning off Bluetooth separately. It's always on and always trying to pair. So that's what caused interference with this. Once we turned that off, we were able to connect our headphones to this, and we're able to finally get some sound. Now, sound. It sounds like a record player. It actually sounds pretty good. It helps to have an Audio-Technica stylus on there. That makes a big difference. And again, we'll have links in the description on where you can find the cartridge, the replacement cartridge for the Audio-Technica or the stylus that comes with it. And again, it's incredibly user-friendly. It just pulls straight down very gently and it pops right off. Same thing for putting it back on. So it works well and it sounds pretty good. So for Bluetooth, we had a very decent amount of audio, given our Bluetooth headphones have, built-in amplification. You have volume control right here on the side of the headphones. You're able to get some really decent audio coming from this over Bluetooth. As for the RCA connection, now that's a little bit different. It's very highly dependent upon what you're driving your headphones with or your speakers with, in this case our headphones. Now again, we use 2 different amps. We use the Little Dot Mark II tube amplifier, which we love for headphones. It's an affordable amp that'll cost you a couple $100 or so, maybe $250. A fantastic, user-friendly, again, affordable tube amp, and it sounds terrific, no matter what you pair it with, let it be Odyssey or biodynamic or anything else. Now, in our case today, we just chances are we grabbed 2 Odyssey headphones here. So we had wired and wireless going. Now the wired with the Little Dot Mark II tube amp sounded terrific, warm. It was great. So if you want warmth, go with the tube amp when using the turntable. If you aren't looking for that old school kind of warmth and you just want clarity, high res, then you can go with certain tube amps depending on which tubes you're choosing, or you can go with an actual solid state amplifier, let it be your AVR or receiver in your living room, or something like this. This is the one that we recently reviewed from iFi. That's really good. It has multiple inputs. It's a USB DAC, plus it's 3.5 millimeter, plus it has SPDIF, and it's not very all-inclusive DAC. Of course, this isn't as user-friendly for a situation like this because this is a mobile DAC. You want something that's more tethered to the wall so you don't have to worry about battery life. But in that sense, this is just the first thing that we were able to come across as we kind of walked away to find the first amps that our eyes locked onto. Now, the Little Dot, again, warmth. This one, more a bigger focus on your highs and your mids, and plenty of volume. I mean, it's at a soft point of the track here, but we got plenty of volume coming from this to the headphones, and it sounds crisp, clear. Given the record that we ended with here, the Beethoven record, actually isn't in pristine condition, so there is some noise in there, but that is absolutely coming from the record and not from the turntable or the stylus itself. We started off with Pink Floyd on this, and it sounded absolutely fantastic. So for a roughly $200 unit here, $220 MSRP. Again, it's on sale right now, I believe, on their website. Plus, you can get another 5% off if you use the discount code POC, which brings it down just a little bit more. Every dollar counts, and that makes this an affordable and user-friendly turntable that sounds pretty darn good. Again, we don't have the cover on right now because we wanted you to be able to see everything on camera here. But it sounds good, it'll look good in your setup and everything. The only thing that we could possibly really point out is if you want better, obviously you're gonna spend a little bit more money on your turntable. You'll probably go with an Audio-Technica turntable or something similar. If not, this, for the average home, sounds perfect and would be perfect. The only other caveat would be if you want real wood. Obviously this is laminate. It's not real wood. So if that's important to you, that's something to consider as well. But beyond that, this is a fantastic player. Again, this is the Retrolife HQKZ-006 turntable with Bluetooth. And we'll have links in the description on where you can find this turntable as well as that replacement stylus. If you liked what you've seen here, don't forget to subscribe below and follow us. We have so many more videos to come and so many other videos that are out there for your consumption, as well as hit the comment section below and let us know what you think. Is this a record player that you could easily see in your living room or listening space, or is there anything else you'd like to point out about it that you may like or dislike? Let it be real wood, faux wood, whatever your user preferences are, compared to what that price of around $200 is. Also remember to like the video as well. If you found this useful, click that like button. And as always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.